Welcome back everybody to the Johnny Guitar channel. Today we are playing Skyrim Anniversary Edition, New Dawn, with our Vampire Hunter Winterborn. Let me do a mic check and make sure I'm doing this right though. Bit of a mic. Okay, we got it. We got mic check everybody. Welcome back everybody. Super excited for today's episode. Okay, I'm all set up. We're good. I got a frosty brew in hand, and I'm ready to hunt some vampires. Now, we are using the New Dawn mod, which expands the vigilance of Stendarr's bases and homes and missions. Let me just adjust some of this. Okay. We've got Vigilance the dog with us, we've got Serrano with us, we've got a Vigilant of Stendarr named Roderick with us, and of course we've got Thonir. But I think in today's episode we're going to be setting Thonir free, because he doesn't really do much, do ya, Thonir? Kind of just runs away from trouble. So we're of course playing it on... Well, I know we're on survival. We should be on adept difficulty. Yep, adept survival. That's kind of my sweet spot. You know, I love survival. Anything higher than adept just kind of becomes ridiculous in my mind. I feel like adept difficulty is really well balanced. Ooh, mammoth cheese. Okay. Let's grab some mammoth cheese, everybody. Be cool. Cool. Okay. Unholy Vigil. What is that, you ask? What is that? You type out in the comments. Unholy Vigil. Let's actually check that out really quick. So, like I said, the New Dawn mod will bring more quests to the Vigilance of Stendarr. So it's kind of a vigilance quest. Let's see. At the Hall of the Vigilant, I found a note regarding missing patrols near Dawnstar. I should head to the Wind Peak Inn and see what else I can uncover. Wait, let's back up everybody. This quest is not from the mod, New Dawn. This quest is actually one that already existed within Anniversary Edition Skyrim. I remember in the last live stream, subscriber Patricia Lavery went ahead and let us know that this quest exists, Unholy Vigil. So, sorry, I got confused. It is not part of the New Dawn mod. But the fact that the Hall of the Vigilant is rebuilt is part of the New Dawn mod. So, you know, whatever. Doesn't matter. Today, we're going to be hunting Daedra. We're going to hunt down a master vampire. We're just going to be doing a lot of vampire hunting. So thank you for joining us here on the Johnny Guitar channel. Like and subscribe. Check out the channel. I play Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, Skyrim. Lately I've been playing Skyrim Enderall, which is a very thought-provoking game. You guys should check that out. So yeah, check out the Johnny Guitar channel. Lots to do. Lots to see. I also make little videos of my dogs because I freaking love dogs. They are the best. So check those out.
The longer we travel the roads of Skyrim,
so many refuse to talk to us. Take a look.
Okay, really, I just want to make a little money off of her real quick. But do you happen to have... Take this crossbow. Take this axe. Keep that. Okay, I'm going to keep these 2 gold ring and necklace for reasons. But really the problem is I weigh too much at the moment. I just weigh too much. Okay,
Your
that
road
was...
lead you to warm sands.
Excuse me. Okay, that was night. We do need to find... I just want to check with the blacksmith real quick. You guys, are you listening? Thonir? Vigilance? Let's go to the blacksmith. I have an elven crossbow, and if he happens to have refined moonstone, that would be great. Hello.
Seems like no one is getting a decent night's rest in Dawnstar, stranger. Best
Yeah.
looking to protect yourself? Or deal some damage?
If you had an ebony ingot, that would be pretty cool too. Okay, so you've got 2 moonstone ore, and there is a smelter up the hill. So we're gonna go ahead and grab those.
Come back if you need steel.
Wait, did I title this right? Okay, everybody give me just one moment.
I'm just one of the miners. I don't want any trouble.
Can't sleep well no matter how much drink I put in me.
Ironbreaker mine is 3 times the worth of that Quicksilver mine. And it's fathead.
Okay. So my ebony crossbow's at 55 damage, but it weighs 23. Now traditionally with archery, the more it weighs, the longer it takes to reload the ammo. So the elven crossbow weighs significantly less. Oh, just 2 pounds less. Ooh, but I can get it up to 57. Beautiful.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna pop in here and use the enchanting table. Now I've only got 1 grand soul gem. So we gotta make a decision. Yeah, just 1 grand soul gem. So I could do the gold necklace. I've already got a ring currently, so we could do the gold necklace, but that would just give me... I mean, I can do health. Could do one-handed. But I now kind of want to do this elven crossbow. What could we... Can we throw shock on it? Shock is the most useful. We can. 10 points. You know what? 10 points is not that bad. Let's do it. Oh, that is awesome. Okay. Let's go ahead and favorite that. Unfavorite the ebony crossbow. We'll keep this. I know it weighs 23, which is so annoying, but we're gonna keep it in our inventory for now. Throw some steel bolts on there. Okay. Now, I do stealth archer a lot when I play Skyrim, so I'm purposely trying to use my sword more, and in order to make archery less enticing to me, I'm using the crossbow, because even though they look cool, I kind of hate...
Be careful.
I just don't like them. I just don't like them as much as actual bows.
Let's get indoors.
Or in a cave.
I love you,
Out of this.
Serana. You are my light and my joy. Thonir, you have been a thorn in my side for quite a while. So let's go ahead and do this. Apparently there is a missing squad of Vigilance of Stendarr. Let's figure out what's going on. I imagine it'll be another note. It's always a note. Wait, before we do that, is there somewhere where I can... Do you guys have a cooking pot I could use, perhaps?
I'm sorry. Need a room? Let's sate that appetite, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need some food. Okay. Okay, we've got meat. We've got meat, beer, and cheese. And you know what? We're gonna survive off of that. That's plenty. Plenty to keep us alive. Now, who is Winterborn, you may ask? It's a bit of a mystery. Bit of a mystery. Is he a Nord? Yeah, he is a Nord. It's been a couple weeks since I've played this character, so I just want to quickly... And we do have the Dawnbreaker weapon. Okay, so we're still kind of a sneaky archer one-handed guy. Got it. Got it. Let's see what this note says. Meet me at the Windward Ruins tonight. I have information. Come alone. Time of day is it? Vigilance.
Yes, I haven't got all day.
Thorin runs the inn. Speak to him.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and just chill for an hour. Maybe 2 hours. The Windward Ruins is just up the road. Okay, Thonir, I really want you to pull your weight today, buddy. No more of this running off at first sign of danger. Buddy?
I'm just a poor man trying to make a living.
There you go. There's some courage.
Please more to in my power.
By Ysmir, I feel invincible.
Yeah.
I wonder if we should offer discounts to the soldiers.
The soldiers? From which side? The Stormcloaks or the Imperials?
Both. One or the other.
Okay, there's a journal. There better be a quest. Okay. The investigation has moved slowly, but that... Oh my god. Okay. Optional. Check the Sussex pocket. Trail Herald at night. Trail Irene at... Oh! Okay. There's actually a lot going on. Okay. Got it. Find the cult of Daedra worshippers. Alright. Let me read this frickin' book, please. The townsfolk have their own problems, and few pay any mind to the fate of Stendar's chosen. I will write what I've pieced together so far in hopes it provides some clarity. From what I've gathered, Fenric came to Dawnstar to investigate rumors of Daedra worship. There was some thought that this cult was the source of the town's recurring nightmares. Although it's unclear how much of that is true, then one night Fenric disappeared, without a word to the innkeeper or anyone in town. It was then that other patrols started to go missing, also without a trace. Of leads I have one. The other day the innkeeper found something curious behind the inn. In the midst of emptying the trash, it was an elven dagger, its blade warm with blood, and upon further examination, tipped with poison. The craft of the blade can mean many things. Perhaps this Daedra cult is elven in origin. Moreover, elven weapons are fashioned from quicksilver, and there is a mine in close proximity. The poison, too, could have originated from a nearby source. It's also likely that our murderer moves at night when the eyes of the town are blind to their heathen worship. As such, I suspect 3 individuals as possible owners of the blade. Varith the elf, who complains of the cold yet seems resolute in staying. Herald the miner, who works the ore from which the murder weapon was fashioned. Lastly, Irene the traveler, who seems to know more about alchemy than the proprietors of the pestle. All 3 seem to be active in the small hours, but I can only follow one at a time. Still, doing so will prove useful, as they will either lead me to their place of worship or eliminate themselves as suspects. But first I must meet the writer of this note. Perhaps they know more about the dagger and have information that can narrow down my search. Okay, here is some armor I've been thinking about. The Vigil Veteran Armor has good warmth rating. Weighs a lot, but don't they all? There's some boots. Open the helmet. Okay, did you get all that, Roderick? Let's get moving. Come on, Serana. So we have 3 people we need to follow. Now, if I'm guessing it's not going to be someone who existed in the vanilla Skyrim game. Meaning, I don't think it's Harold, because I'm pretty sure he's always been someone in Dawnstar. I don't think it's Varith, because she's always been a miner. It's got to be the new character, Irene the Traveler. That's just the first thing I suspect, right? And you can see how, oh, Patricia, hello, how are you doing? Hope everything is going well for you on this beautiful day. Yeah, even for a character Winterborn, he's been to Dawnstar many times. He knows the inhabitants of Dawnstar. So if suddenly there's, you know, all these issues happening at Dawnstar, you're going to suspect the traveler, the new person. Oh, ho ho ho, Mr. Muscles. We have a bit of an ice wraith issue going on. Alright. Mr. Muscles asking about mods. I've got quite a few. Not that many. Not only a few. Anyways, I've got the immersive movement mod. It makes animals a lot quicker, and it makes your NPCs and your own character slower, especially if you're wearing heavy armor. So it kind of just, it does a lot of little things. I've got Obsidian Weather, which is my favorite kind of weather and lighting mod. I've got Ellie Indoor Lighting.
Well, hello.
Ho ho ho. And then we've got the New Dawn mod, which really beefs up the vigilance of Stendarr. Gives them a bit more of a story.
Yeah? Yes?
Patricia says, no thanks, bears are quite fast
Can't
enough
sleep
in vanilla.
well, no matter how.
Yeah. Yeah, with the immersive movement mod, there's no running away from bears or wolves. You either need to jump up on some rocks, or you need to stand and fight, because they are just quick. Okay.
Everyone thinks I'm too young to be a ship's captain, but I'm going to prove them wrong.
I'm just one of the miners. I don't want any trouble.
And what might you need?
So I've got all three people
What's so
here.
good about it, huh?
Maybe I should try speaking with them.
Good day.
No?
Get away.
Oh. He's got bloody rags. And a second elven dagger. Okay. I am sorry, Irene. I totally suspected you.
Need something?
Yeah, okay. So, I guess we need to follow Harold back to his...
I don't like taking orders from a boy,
keep your hands
but
to
I need
yourself.
the gold.
Oh, look at this guy. Are you a refugee from Morrowind?
I could run this
Vardenfell?
ship. The captain inherited the sea squall from his mother when she died. Maybe I'll...
Okay. No, Patricia, it's not ruined yet, okay? We just know who we need to follow. It saves us a little more time. We're not going to waste any time following Vareth or Irene. We need to follow Harold, and he will lead us to the Daedra worshippers.
Could inherit the ship if he dies.
So everybody
Need
spread out
something.
around the bar and act cool. Act like you're not following this guy, okay? I'm just gonna stand right here and pretend
Need something?
we're just chilling. Wait for an hour. You know, I haven't chosen the side yet. Usually, as far as the Skyrim Civil War goes, every other character chooses the opposing side.
I'm worn out.
It depends on the character I'm playing and what their background is. This particular character I'm playing is a Nord, so you may think, okay, you're probably going to follow Ulfric Stormcloak, but I don't know.
I work in the mine just like
I don't know.
everyone else.
His
I don't
background
like
is that
taking orders from a boy, but I need the gold.
he had been a member of the Imperial Legion, and yeah, so I don't know. He's got some ties to Cyrodiil. Haven't decided yet, I guess. Okay, Harold, make your move, buddy. Oh, there he goes. Everybody, act cool. Act like we're not following
And what
him.
might you need?
Get away from me.
Make it quick.
How could I forget? That old alpha male almost took off my leg.
Never did find
Patricia, you don't choose the Imperial side much, huh? I think they both sides can be really interesting to play. I do love Ulfric Stormcloak and his background and kind of all the rich details about his past and how it ties in with the Great War and Skyrim and the Thalmor. So I do really like that, but you could learn...
I'm just one of the miners. I don't want any trouble.
You could learn a lot about Ulfric Stormcloak whether or not you side with him.
Yes?
Meaning, I can view Ulfric Stormcloak as a rival and an enemy, and I can learn about him. And then you also have the added bonus of fighting him and his shout abilities at the end, if you side with the Empire. Otherwise, I guess you could side with the Stormcloaks and bro down Okay, so I escaped his detection. What is going on here?
Need something?
Yeah, Tullius has a terrible personality. He's definitely... I don't love his personality, but he does strike me as a cunning tactician. So I'm not fully going to hark on General Tullius. Wait. Do you guys think the cultists are here in the mine? It's crazy. Hello, Hova. Welcome to the Johnny Guitar channel. Thank you for joining us here in Skyrim. We're hunting a Daedra cult. We are a member of the Vigilance of Stendarr, and today we're going to be hunting some vampires.
You're not afraid you'll set fire to something?
Plenty of iron to dig.
Okay, we got a secret passageway. Alright, are you guys ready to bash up some Daedra cult worshippers? It's weird to hate people just for being Daedra worshippers because, you know, isn't that just a thing that people do here in Cyrodiil, worship the Daedra? What makes it a cult versus just, you know, a regular group of worshippers of the Daedra? Oh boy. Okay. I'm getting some Oblivion vibes here. Let's muffle back up. Probably going to be able to get at least one hit with my bow before I have to switch. Should I fight them, or... Oh, I have to destroy them? Shouldn't I at least talk with them? Alright, alright.
Be careful.
Meet again today.
There you are. I love a challenge. It's
Ooh, resist magic? That's kind of useful. Oh, I guess we found the missing Vigilance of Stendarr. Oof. Ouch.
I'm just a poor man trying to make a living. I'd leave.
Azarain once told me I was the strongest warrior in all of Tamriel, but that is a lie. A strong man would have ended his life long ago. He would have delivered Stendarr's justice upon his soul. I am a weak man, and so I live. The Vigil teaches us that vampires are an abomination, to be destroyed without mercy. But in my cowardice I began to entertain the blasphemous that vampirism had a cure. Never has the subject been broached by the keepers. After all, the very idea that these creatures were capable of salvation would threaten the principles of the Order. So to learn more, I sought the aid of the very monster I have sworn to oppose. Molag Bal's price was steep. I was to gather thralls and build an altar deep in the mines of Dawnstar, for purposes that would only become clearer as the nights went on. To that shrine I was to sacrifice the lives of 9 of my brothers and sisters, 1 for each divine. At times my resolve has wavered, but the prince has offered proof in the form of Galur Rithari. His excerpts prove that a cure exists through a dream of being sliced by thousands of tiny knives as my bowels inside from the bowels inside out. As the town speaks of nightmares and the presence of Vermina, I now see why Dawnstar was chosen for this unholy vigil. With only 3 sacrifices left, the ritual is almost complete. No doubt Azran will see this as treachery, which is why I cannot bring myself to sacrifice him. But with every vigil that dies at our hand, it only calcifies my resolve. The weakness of my mind does not betray the strength of my will. For all my cowardice, I am worth the souls of 12 men. If I rejoin the vigil, more lives will be saved in the end. Perhaps when the accounting is done, Stendarr will show me mercy. Okay, interesting. So that guy... I mean, some of this stuff just looks cool.
All were it in my power.
Okay, everybody check and see if you need to be cured. We just faced vampires. Sometimes... Okay, does... Nope, just over. Okay. You know what? We're actually going to take the Immortal Blood book. We're going to do a little bit more research on our next target. Ooh, Vigilant Enforcer. So it looks like there's 3 types of Vigilant armor. Let's see. I know I'm so... Okay, so I have the Corrupted, and I have the Veteran. 44, 54. The Enforcer armor looks pretty much identical to the Veteran armor. I guess it just depends on... Okay, this is quite the altar. Disgusting. Oh my god, were you guys fighting werewolves as well? That's awesome.
What a waste.
Oh, there's a note down here. We were to leave the Vigilance for the ritual, but this one fought with the Silver Hand. It was not clear who his master was. After we fed, the master bade us to examine the body to see what else we could learn from our condition. Bone anatomy seems largely unchanged. Blood and organ samples have been taken to the alchemist. The bite marks on the shoulder are curious. Need to rule out the possibility of werewolf contamination. So what does that mean? Does that mean that then they were then attacked
This
by
damn
werewolves?
war has cost us, me, everything.
Vigil Silver Hand armor. Okay. God, I'm gonna waste so much, you guys.
My boy is to grow up without a mother? What life is that? It's not right, I tell you.
Okay, Phonier, I need you to calm down, buddy. You're not as important as you think. You know what's too bad? I wish that we could continue this. I wish we could get 3 more Vigilants in here. Slaughter them. We're gonna make a lot of money. I don't do this all the time, but I gotta turn survival mode off, you guys. And I'm still over encumbered. Okay, it's fine. Oh, no, I'm not. Okay. Let's keep searching. Only Galar Rathari's papers. Interesting. Private papers of Galar Rathari. Buoyant Armiger. What is a buoyant armiger? Outnumbered and isolated, I yielded to my foe. The creature dressed like a gentleman, and I hoped for honorable treatment. Instead, I found myself a feast for a blood-drinking monster. Shamed by my corruption and despairing of my own welfare, I passively acquiesced to my gradual integration into the affairs of Clan Ande. I made no human my prey, only beasts, and kept myself apart from the other clan kin. Nonetheless, I abandoned hope and lived like a beast. Wait, was this the guy that was the Silver Hand? When Molag Bal offered me a chance to cure myself of vampirism in return for a favor. However, with no hope for my soul or spirit unless I might be cured, I undertook his quest. I placed the gem within the basin of the altar, instantly experiencing a blinding of pain and terror that I cannot express. So did he get cured? I awoke before the altar and gazed in the reflection of my own sword blade at my own face. No longer a blood-seeking beast of teeth and empty eyes. Okay, so I guess Molag Bal cured that guy.
Huh?
I've also got a mod on here called Better Reading, and it just adds more, in the game, there's like a certain amount of skill books here in Skyrim. It's a small amount. Better Reading mod just adds to that. It doesn't create new books, it just takes existing books and turns them into skill books. Some of the books also, instead of giving you a skill, will give you a temporary bonus against certain enemies. Okay, well, it looks like we picked up all of the armor. I think the Silver Hand one looks kind of cool. Where am I going? Okay, I think we should head back to the Hall of the Vigilance before we embark on our next quest. You know what? We're gonna pop by Riften, sell some of this stuff, and then we could store the items I don't want to sell at the Hall of the Vigilance. Perfect plan. So yeah, I've been playing Skyrim Enderall lately. I've been playing Oblivion Remastered.
Well?
There is a couple new games that are coming out that look kind of good.
Thank you. Divines bless your kind heart.
There's a game coming out called Oh, Patricia's saying, did you find the guy in the skeever place? I don't know what you mean. Do you mean that little house outside of Rorikstead? Lund's house that's full of skeevers? Is that what you're referring to? Where is Rorikstead? I'm going to tell you right now, I haven't discovered Rorikstead yet. I think it's like about right here. And yes, there's a little cabin called Lund's Cabin. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, yes. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Patricia means Windward Ruins, which is where this quest kicked off, for the most part. Yeah, just right here. Windward Ruins. Meaning, we've got several types of armor currently in our inventory. Let's see. But they're all heavy armor. From what I can tell, we've got the corrupted vigilant armor, which it looks cool because of the coloring and all the like scratch marks and all the like bloody.
Genuine Falmer blood.
That's the corrupted armor. Here's the veteran. I didn't pick up the Vigil Enforcer armor. I left that in the mine because I don't know.
For sale. Live for thousands of years. See into other people's thoughts.
Okay, what else we got though? This is the one that looks slightly. It's a little. Okay, it's not that different. Okay, the chest piece is kind of cool. How it has like. I don't love the helmet. I mean, I know what they're going for with the helmet, like a wolf face, I guess. Don't love it. Okay, let's see if we can make this armor what I want. I like my hood. I like my gauntlets. And I like my boots. Where are my boots? Where are, oh, fur boots. I do sneak around quite a bit, so I don't mind having fur boots, though something else would be better, right? I need light armor boots for sneaking.
Don't miss out. Purchase a bottle of my genuine farmer blood elixir. Only
This is a good look.
Each.
This is actually a good look. The steel soldier gauntlets kind of match the fur boots as far as like leather goes. As far as like that leathery look. And then all of the fur elements on the Silverhand armor go well. Okay, this is a pretty good look. This is not bad.
It's a fine day with you
It is
around.
a mix between light armor and heavy armor, but you know what? That's life.
Come to see Balaman perform. What brings you to Balaman? The finest weapons and armor.
Do you have ebony ingots? At what level does ebony ingots start showing up? I don't know. Okay. I don't want to get rid of any of this armor because it does look really cool. So we're going to go ahead and just store this armor away.
If you need any more
Genuine Falmer blood elixir for sale. Live for thousands of years. See into other people's thoughts.
Okay. Vigil Silverhand armor. This is what I'm currently wearing. That's 58. Yeah, my steel soldier's only 49, so that's 9 armor points higher. Awesome. Okay.
Learn a library's worth of knowledge in moments, or grow back that missing limb with my genuine Falmer blood elixir.
Okay, we're popping back to the Hall of the Vigilant. My horse. Okay, while we have survival mode turned off, did I pick up a quest from you, sir? Oh, you wanted me to kill a necromancer.
Good fighting to you.
Where is this necromancer? Let's find him. Oh, nice. The Necromancer is right near Morthal, which is where we need to go next. Okay, perfect. 2 in 1. Let's go ahead and drop this off. Anyways, there's a new game coming out called Hell is Us. And it looks like, I mean, if you were to
the Vigil of Stendarr will cast
describe it, it looks like a game. Do you think this is safe storage? I have no idea. It looks like, you guys know Elden Ring? I've always wanted to play Elden Ring. It's a vast, open, beautiful world. But it's difficult, and there are, like, no NPCs, or not a lot of them, and I don't love that. This game, this new game coming out soon, Hell is Us, it looks similar to where it's this big open world. There is, and some of you guys are going to hate this, but there is difficulty sliders, so I can make it easier, right? So I can actually enjoy the game. There's also, like, you know, towns and side quests and stuff like that. So, oh, I don't want to give this up, but we gotta.
May the gods keep you.
Wherever the Daedra hide,
Keep an eye
the
out for
Vigil of
trouble.
Stendarr
It's only
will
a
cast
matter
them
of
into
time.
the light.
So yeah, the game Hell is Us looks good. What else? Light No Fires looks kind of interesting. Okay, I decided that I have a lot more I have to sell, so we're popping back to Rift. And are there any games that you guys have been keeping an eye on? Let me know in the comments below, or if you're here on the chat. I think Light No Fires looks really good. It's just like this giant open world game, and I believe it's multiplayer online. Could be nice.
Be careful.
Make love like a saber cat, or crush your enemies to dust like a giant. Only a mere 20 gold coins, and all this could be yours.
Okay, let's go to Medesi first.
Greetings aren't just what you see here.
I think we're going to keep this Ring of Minor Magicka. 20 points of Magicka is not nothing. Let's get rid of that.
Take a look.
You take a look.
Safe travels, Landstrider.
You gonna stare all day or take a look?
You know what else I'm really hoping for, everybody? I'm hoping that, you know, we recently got the Oblivion remaster, and in addition to that, the Fallout TV show is quite popular. People are very excited for the second season of the Fallout TV show. So with that in mind, I'm hoping they do a remaster of Fallout 3, or preferably Fallout New Vegas. If they released like a Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas remaster, I'd probably request a couple days off of work and just dive into the deep end of that pool, if you know what I mean.
Come back when you're ready to spend more gold.
I thought they had a...
Okay, let's head over to Morthal. And we've got, looks like we got 2 quests we're going to take care of in Morthal. Wonderful. You know what else I would like, everybody, since we're talking about video games and Bethesda games. I'd really like them to be able to port Starfield over to the PlayStation. There have been rumblings and rumors that they're thinking of bringing Starfield over to the PlayStation. I want to play Starfield. I played it a little bit on, because I do have an older Xbox. I was able to like stream it. It's not a great game, but I feel like I could have fun with it. I could use my imagination.
There ain't much. Running an inn weren't my plan, but folly into some. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. Let's sate that appetite. Hmm?
Yeah, give me some food.
I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
Am I hungry? Sometimes you don't want to eat all your food yet. You gotta wait until the game tells you you're hungry. So yeah, Starfield, I think Starfield with the way I play games, you know, if I could create my own character and create my own background, my own headcanon, as it were, then I feel like I could have a fun time with Starfield. I'm not going to buy an Xbox just so I can play Starfield. Ridiculous, right? Okay, we will start our vampire hunt early in the morning. We're first going to help Thonir get a little bit of revenge against Movarth, the vampire. With that in mind, though, because we're about to go fight Movarth, I think it's appropriate for us to read about him. I do this a lot here on the Johnny Guitar channel. I don't just run around Skyrim swinging my sword like a barbarian. I like to do research. And Skyrim's really good about that. If you're on a quest to hunt down, you know, werewolves or a certain Daedric god or whatever, Skyrim will subtly put books in your path that will kind of flesh out the story and the background of what you're fighting. Pay attention to it. Skyrim does it really well. So yes, Alva's journal. We covered this a couple episodes ago, but Alva was seduced by a vampire and she killed Laylette, which was Thonir's wife. But who is the master vampire we're hunting down? Immortal Blood by Anonymous. The moons and stars were hidden from sight, making that particular quiet night especially dark. The town guard had to carry torches to make their rounds, but the man who came to call at my chapel carried no light with him. I came to learn that Movarth Pickqueen could see in the dark almost as well as the light, an excellent talent considering his interests were exclusively nocturnal. One of my acolytes brought him to me, and from the look of him, I at first thought he was in need of healing. He was pale to the point of obsolescence, with a face that looked like it had once been very handsome before some unspeakable suffering. The dark circles under his eyes bespoke exhaustion. But the eyes themselves were alert, intense, almost insane. He quickly dismissed my notion that he himself was ill, though he did want to discuss a specific disease. Vampirism, he said, then paused at my quizzical look. I was told that you were someone I should seek out for help understanding it. Who told you that? I asked with a smile. Tessina Gray. I immediately remembered her, a brave, beautiful knight who had needed my assistance separating fact from fiction on the subject of the vampire. It had been 2 years, and I had never heard whether my advice had proved effective. You've spoken to her? How is her ladyship? I asked. Dead, Movarth replied coldly, and then responding to my shock, he added to perhaps soften the blow. She said your advice was invaluable, at least for the one vampire. When I last talked to her, she was tracking another. It killed her. Then the advice I gave her was not enough, I sighed. Why do you think it would be enough for you? I was a teacher once myself, years ago, he said. Not in a university, a trainer in the Fighters Guild. but I know that if a student doesn't ask the right questions, the teacher cannot be responsible for his failure. I intend to ask you the right questions." And that he did. For hours he asked questions, and I answered what I could. But he never volunteered any information about himself. He never smiled. He only studied me with those intense eyes of his, committing every word I said to memory. Finally, I turned the questioning around. "You said you were a trainer at the Fighters Guild. Are you on an assignment for them?" "No," he said curtly, and finally I could detect some weariness in those feverish eyes of his. "I would like to continue this tomorrow night. If I could, I need to get some sleep and absorb this." "You sleep during the day," I smiled. To my surprise, he returned the smile, though it was more of a grimace. "When tracking your prey, you adapt their habits." The next day he did return with more questions, these ones very specific. He wanted to know about the vampires of eastern Skyrim. I told him about the most powerful tribe, the Volkihar, paranoid and cruel, whose very breath could freeze their victims' blood in the veins. I explained to him how they lived beneath the ice of remote and haunted lakes, never venturing into the world of men except to feed. Movarth Pickqueen listened carefully and asked more questions into the night, until at last he was ready to leave. "I will not see you for a few days," he said, "but I will return and tell you how helpful your information has been." True to his word, the man returned to my chapel shortly after midnight 4 days later. There was a fresh scar on his cheek, but he was smiling that grim but satisfied smile of his. "Your advice helped me very much," he said. "But you should know about the Volkihar, that the Volkihar have an additional ability you didn't mention. They can reach through the ice of their lakes without breaking it. It was quite a nasty surprise, being grabbed from below without any warning." Wait, this is interesting. Volkihar vampires live underneath the ice of lakes? That's creepy. So they're like frozen water vampires? But isn't the Volkihar vampires Serana's dad and his clan? Or I'm confused. There's so many vampires in Skyrim, I am confused. Okay, let us continue. "How remarkable," I said with a laugh, "and terrifying. You're lucky you survived." "I don't believe in luck. I believe in knowledge and training. Your information helped me, and my skill at melee combat sealed the bloodsucker's fate. I've never believed in weaponry of any kind. Too many unknowns. Even the best swordsmith has created a flawed blade. But you know what your body is capable of. I know I can land 1,000 blows without losing my balance, provided I get the first strike." Wait a minute, so Movarth Pickqueen uses hand-to-hand combat? Interesting. "The first strike," I murmured, "so you must never be surprised." "That is why I came to you," said Movarth. "You know more than anyone alive about these monsters, in all their cursed varieties across the land. Now you must tell me about the vampires of northern Valenwood." I did it as he asked, and once again his questions tasked my knowledge. There were many tribes to cover. The Bonsamu, who were indistinguishable from Bosmer except when seen by candlelight. The Kirilth, who could disintegrate into mist. The Yekif, who swallowed men whole. The dread Telboth, who preyed on children, eventually taking their place in the family, waiting patiently for years before murdering them all in their unnatural hunger. I'm learning a lot about the different vampires of Cyrodiil in this book. How have I never read this book before? Once again he bade me farewell, promising to return in a few weeks, and once again he returned as said just after midnight. This time Movarth had no fresh scars, but he had new information. "You were wrong about the Kirilth being unable to vaporize when pushed underwater," he said, patting my shoulder fondly. "Fortunately, they cannot travel very far in their mist form, and I was able to track it down." "Oh, must have surprised it fearfully. Your field knowledge is becoming impressive," I said. "I should have had an acolyte like you decades ago." "Now tell me," he said, of the vampires of Cyrodiil. I told him what I could. There was but one tribe in Cyrodiil, a powerful clan who had ousted all other competitors, much like the Imperials themselves had done. Their true name was unknown, lost in history, but they were experts at concealment. If they kept themselves well fed, they were indistinguishable from living persons. They were cultured, more civilized than the vampires of the provinces, preferring to feed on victims while they were asleep, unaware. They will be difficult to surprise, Movarth frowned. But I will seek one out, and I will tell you what I learn, and then you will tell me of the vampires of High Rock, and Hammerfell, and elsewhere, and Blackmarsh, and Morrowind, and the Somerset Isles. Yes? I nodded, knowing then that this man was on an eternal quest. He wouldn't be satisfied with but the barest hint of how things were. He needed to know it all. He did not return for a month, and on the night that he did, I could see his frustration and despair, though there were no lights burning in my chapel. I failed, he said as I lit a candle. You were right, I could not find a single one. I brought the light up to my face and smiled. He was surprised, even stunned by the pallor of my flesh, the dark hunger in my ageless eyes, and the teeth. Oh yes, I think the teeth definitely surprised the man who could not afford to be surprised. I haven't fed in 72 hours, I explained, as I fell on him. He did not land the first blow, or the last. Oh, so the priest in the chapel ended up being a Cyrodiilic vampire. I get it, that's the twist. And I guess that guy who was hunting vampires was named Movarth Pickqueen. The reason this is interesting is because the name of the very vampire we're going to hunt is Movarth Pickqueen. So the story we just read must have been about how Movarth was tricked and then turned into a vampire. Okay, let's go do some vampire slaying. You know, I think before we slay the vampire, let's go slay the necromancer. Yeah, let's do a bit of a necromancer slaying.
That was fun.
Hello, friends.
Thank you. Here, this is for you.
Glad you're here. There will be time to honor the fallen later. For now, we've got to put a stop to these vampires.
Okay, let's see where this next vampire quest will take us. Riften? Alright. Interesting. Okay, for now though, let's go take out Movarth, which will finally set Thonir free. See, I picked up Thonir, buddy, but we're gonna get rid of him. He gets in the way, and you know what, also, I think he's earned his freedom. He's been running around with us for a couple months, hunting vampires, proving his worth to the vigilance of Stendarr. It's time to pay him back. It's time to help him clear the vampire menace from his town, but also get revenge for his slain wife. Okay, everybody just follow me and be really chill.
This should be...
Someone do something! Is someone there?
Done and done.
Well, seems like you have a bit of gold left in your pockets, don't you, my friend? Yes.
Where'd you come from? Done and done.
dog. No! Praise to your own God. No more? It's nothing.
I'll kill you where you stand. You can't... For me. There you are! Who's there?
Now, Alva is indeed here. Oh, and so is a pair of boots that I probably want. I don't like to kill Alva.
Someone do something.
Usually you can keep her alive if you just ignore her. But I really want them boots. So there's Alva. That's
Hello?
possible. Nah, Alva's gonna die. Oh wait.
Won't leave Skyrim alive!
That'll teach you.
Alva, were you fighting the other vampire even though you yourself aren't you a vampire? You're a vampire. I have your journal.
Is there something I can do for you?
Okay, that's Alva. Check out the Johnny Guitar channel, the Skyrim Vampire and Werewolves playlist. I've actually played as Alva before. I created a character that looked just like her, and we just did an NPC playthrough. But I have her journal, and I'm pretty effing sure in her journal it says that she met a man, his name was Movarth. She did his bidding. Pretty sure she herself is a vampire. Yet your eyes are not red, and you are not attacking me, and instead you attacked the other vampire. That's so...
What do you need, handsome?
so odd, Alva. Okay, there we go. Movarth's boots.
Need something?
I know we're going to be taking a hit in armor rating. Because, right, currently we're at 9 rating, but with Movarth's boots, where did they go? Drops us just 3 points. Not the end of the world. It gives us sneakiness instead of one-handed. I don't know. Anyways, we have the boots. It's fine. Okay. Alva, for some reason,
Hi there.
You and me are cool.
Need something?
Even though you're clearly working with Movarth, and you... Wait, where's Thonir? Thonir. I hope Thonir didn't get himself killed. You do have a child, Thonir. You remember that, right? You have a kid? Okay, so here's Movarth, everybody. The guy who was apparently a really amazing vampire hunter turned vampire himself. It's a tragic, tragic tale. Okay, everybody stay the hell out of my way. So I guess one could argue that Alva is not actually a vampire, but instead she is a vampire's thrall. I guess that's the argument we're having, everybody. I guess I always just... No, because when we go into Alva's house, she full-on has a coffin. Alva is 100% a vampire.
I'm okay with the dark, but I've spent more than my share of time in caves already.
Serana, you instantly just takes the throne. You are a bad girl, Serana. Okay, I have no idea where Thonir went, but that's fine. Let's go kill us a vampire, shall we? Hello, Johnny Guitar coming
Never should
through.
have come here.
Who's there? Done and done.
May the gods watch over your battles, friend.
Okay, Thonir, you okay, buddy? Seems like he was just standing there staring at that corpse while we were having a grand adventure. Also, there's that mystery of Alva. Why didn't Alva attack me? Isn't Alva a vampire? I'm almost certain that Alva's a vampire. I got a theory about that. I think it may be because, and hear me out here, it may be because I'm friendly with the people who live in this town of Morthal, and she's coded as a citizen of Morthal, so maybe she just decided to not attack me and attack the other vampires instead. I don't know, a lot of mysteries going on here.
Mother's calling me. It's time for me to sleep now. I'm so tired.
Okay, so Thonir will now go back to his son in Morthal. Okay, and so now our vampire hunting party is a little tighter. Not too bad. There is another NPC we could pick up pretty easily. And we might do that eventually. Not quite yet, though. For now, we gotta think about the next place we're gonna go to hunt down filthy vampires. I think in the last episode I was mentioning Falkreath. That Falkreath is pretty good. There's like 2 separate vampire hunting quests you can take in the city of Falkreath. So, it might be nice to go check those out. I also have a mod on here called Better Carriages, and it just adds carriages to these smaller towns, which I very much, in survival mode, I very much enjoy.
Need a ride? My carriage is the safest way to travel.
Where do you want to go? I think I'd like to go to Riften first to hunt down that vampire that we have to hunt down there.
Climb and back, and we'll be off.
And from Riften, we can catch the carriage to Falkreath.
You'll want to watch yourself in Riften. A lot of ways to get yourself in
Squeezy.
trouble in that town.
Lemon pleasy. How are you guys doing? Once again, leave me a comment. Is there any video games you're looking forward to? Like I said, I'm looking forward to the Hell Is Us game. I'm curious about the Light No Fires game. And I'd really like Starfield to be available on the PlayStation. And then, of course, I would give all of my money to play a remastered Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas. Let me know what you guys are looking forward to or what your wish list for games would be. And thanks again for watching Johnny Guitar. Let us continue on this vampire hunt.
That was fun.
I still remember the day my mother made the ultimate sacrifice for me. The disease ravaged my body. Each breath becoming a struggle, each moment tinged with the fear of the end. I could feel the life slipping away, and yet she refused to give up hope. In her desperation, she sought out the darkness that lurked beyond our world. When she returned, her eyes were aflame with a mix of fear and determination. Moments later, I felt her teeth sinking into my neck. Becoming a vampire was my escape, a second chance granted by the very woman who had fought so fiercely to save me. I owe my existence to her love, and though the price was steep, I embraced this new life, grateful for every moment I have to explore the world she wanted me to see. Oh my god, that's kind of... Well, now I feel bad for killing you, bro. He was ravaged by disease, probably a rock joint, and his mommy became a vampire just so he could live. Oh my gosh. Alright, well... Kind of shitty, right?
Stay sharp. Honest gold for honest work.
Oh, what is it? It's on an island near Solitude. Hopefully we can find a boat to take us there. It's my family home. Not the most welcoming place, but depending on who's around, I'll be safe there. My father and I don't really get along. Ugh, saying it out loud makes it sound so... common. Little girl who doesn't get along with her father. Read that story 100 times.
Okay, Serana, Roderick, Vigilance. Let's head over to Falkreath. And let's see what kind of vampire hunting we can do in Falkreath.
My carriage is the safest way to travel. Where do you want to go? Climb and back, and we'll be off. This'll clear up soon. I'm sure of it.
Did you see a dog out there? Oh well. The blacksmith is offering a reward for a dog he saw on the road. I was hoping you'd seen it. I guess I'll stay on the lookout. Keep your nose clean while you're here, outsider.
I'm no fan of the sun, but it would be better than this.
Falkreath is an interesting town. It's a bit of a dark town. There's a lot of like death-based elements to Falkreath, and we're going to have a couple conversations. We're going to read some books, and we're going to figure out what makes Falkreath such a dreary, dreary graveyard of a town. We're going to start here in the Dead Man's Drink.
Welcome. Let me know if you want
What
anything.
time is it?
I think I got a clean month.
Okay. So we're going to go around, we're going to have a couple conversations, we're going to do a few good deeds here within Falkreath before we get on with our vampire hunting lifestyle.
Did you see a hound on the road? Fine, strong creature that's been wandering near town? I asked the gate guards to look for him. I can't afford to chase him down, but could use a fierce, loyal beast to keep me company. If you are willing to retrieve him for me, I'd give you some fresh meat to attract him out on the road. Oh, it's a smart man to demand something up front for his work. Some gold now, and some when I have my dog. Here's the meat.
Try not to judge Falkreath too harshly, visitor. The war has been hard on us.
This is an ode to Skyrim's...
A hearty welcome to Falkreath. All of Skyrim's true sons are welcome here.
For the age of aggression is just about done.
Well met. Unlike my brother, I've no dislike of strangers. Met lots of them while I was a Stormcloak. I was once, but not anymore. I was wounded in a skirmish up near Windhelm. This was years ago, mind you. Now maybe I don't pick up a blade in Ulfric's name no more, but I still hold with his ideals. Skyrim is Nordland, and we ought to rule it. We don't need no help from the Empire on that count. His name's Bolin. He's the one who works the lumber mill down by the river. If you meet him, don't expect much in the way of conversation. He ain't one for talking, especially with folk he don't know. Steal anything from my shop and you'll regret it.
Did you need... I'm a bard, trained at the Bard's College in Solitude. Wanderers like you should think about it. This is a local favorite and one of the first songs
Falkreath's warriors always return, one way or another.
Once was a hero named
Well, my family back in Hammerfell didn't approve of my interest in lethal poisons and death in general, so I left and wandered north. When I found this town, with its huge cemetery, I felt right at home. I opened the shop, and I've never looked back. This is where I belong. I know it's a bit strange. Not exactly a name to bring comfort to the sick and ailing who come to buy a poultice or salve. But what you must understand about Falkreath is that our town is defined, for better or worse, by the large and ancient cemetery here. That's why the inn is called Dead Man's Drink, the farm is called Corpse Light Farm, and so on. I suppose it's sort of a running joke.
Okay, she kind of just answered our question about the dreariness of Falkreath. She says that there's an ancient graveyard here in Falkreath, and that's why all of the stores and shops and everything have death-based names. Falkreath is defined by death, essentially, and this graveyard. Patricia, pretty funny. She says that the store owner we just met is not a bad-looking dude, and that they should put him on the Stormcloak recruitment posters. Like, you're talking about this dude, Boland, huh?
I'm sorry, I should really go now.
You'll find my brothers Solaf and I are the only true Nords in Falkreath.
Keep them coming and keep them strong, Valga.
Will do.
Wait, was it the other one? Not Boland, but...
Schwartz bones.
This dude? Oh, it was this guy. Yeah. Put him on some recruitment posters. Or you could do like a The Boys of Skyrim calendar, and he could be like Mr. August or something. There's a lot of good ideas being floated around here.
Steal anything from my shop and you'll regret it.
Unless you intend to bury someone, this isn't the place you're looking for, traveler. Skyrim's history of war is well documented here in Falkreath's graveyard.
Strangers like you bring war. I've seen enough war.
One thing I do want to mention, this is kind of a poppin' in here, the Dead Man's Drink. I mean,
drink will chase off that chill in the air.
There's a lot of people, everybody's hanging out. Looks like there's food. There's beer. This is a pretty successful tavern now. I love how there's these cots. I really wish you could, like, build your own cot, or even, like, bring a cot with you. She's got these giant mead barrels here. Yeah, you're doing pretty good for yourself, aren't you? This is one. I think the Dead Man's Drink is probably one of the more successful inns in Skyrim.
Sure spoons. Handsome man in Falkreath.
Welcome to Dead Man's Drink. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry. I'll show you to your room. Right this way. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Be careful.
Oh, okay. So I recently played through Falkreath with another character. So we're not going to get too into Falkreath. We're not going to do every single quest available in Falkreath. There is quite a few. We're going to be focusing solely on the vampire-based quests. Because otherwise there's really nothing I need out of Falkreath. You know? You guys got nothing here that I need. Plus, this is more in tune with our character,
my
right?
brothers Solaf and I are the only true Nords in Falkreath.
We're kind of like Winterborn is kind of like a wandering vampire hunter, which is kind of what the Vigilants of Stendarr are, right? I mean, a couple episodes back, we went to the beacon, Stendarr's beacon fortress, and we learned that the Vigilants are indeed kind of just, they wander the land, you know? Hunting Daedra. That's about it. I love it.
Falkreath was once full of wanderers and warriors like yourself. Those were better days.
Oh, here's that ancient graveyard. I wonder if we can find a book that tells us what specific battles contributed to this graveyard.
The god Arche was once like us, bound to winding mortality. But he willingly gave up this existence that we might better understand the vagaries of life and death. It is through the ebb and flow of this cosmic tide that we find renewal, and in the end, peace. May the spirit of Lavinia and all those who have left this world and its suffering know the beloved serenity of Aetherius. And may we one day rejoin them in eternity.
A sad time. Our daughter, our little girl. She hadn't seen her 10th winter. The cemetery is ancient. It's been here longer than the town. I'm no scholar, but I know that a lot of battles have been fought here over the course of history. After each battle, more dead were buried and the graveyard got bigger. I heard it's now the biggest graveyard in Skyrim. Yes, and I couldn't tell you why. My wife and I think there's some dark magic at work. Or perhaps Arche's influence is strong here, and he likes to keep it this way. He ripped her apart, like a saber cat tears a deer. We barely found enough of her to bury. Sinding came through as a laborer. Seemed like a decent man. He's stewing in the pit while we figure out what to do with him. If you've got the stomach to look at him. What could drive a man to do something like this? I just don't understand what kind
My
of man
husband
does that.
Matthias and I tend Corpse Light Farm.
Okay, so it's an ancient cemetery. It's been here longer than the town itself. And look at these graves. These types of graves are always interesting. Normally they're only found like really deep underground. It's maybe like the ancient way of burying, or remember thousands of years ago in the Second Era, Skyrim had their own version of magic men called wise men, I think, or wise women. You can learn about them if you play Elder Scrolls Online. Anyways, maybe this was their type of burial. I don't know. Can't read anything on there. So Sinding, Ill Met by Moonlight. That is a quest that's going to involve a werewolf, which is good. I know we're a vampire hunter, but really, Winterborn is now a vigilant of Stendarr. So hunting a werewolf down is also legitimate work for him. So we are definitely going to do Ill Met by Moonlight. Let's start, though, by talking with this dude. Oh. What are you doing with those rocks there, Koos? Just moving them around, huh? Alright. Let's find that old dude and see what information we can get from him. He's an Altmer elf, and he's very old. In my mind, that means that this dude must be... How old do elves get? How old? What is the lifespan of an elf?
Arkay's blessing upon you and your husband. Spend as much time here as you need.
Thank you, Runel. Your support means much to us.
Kust is responsible for the cemetery here in Falkreath. I take care of the shrine. Oh, merciful Arkay, no. I'm too old and frail, and this graveyard is too large. Kust is my assistant. He helps me tend the headstones and keep our cemetery clean, as befits a place of rest. I came into Arkay's light after the Great War. So many died by my hands, my magics. I'm fortunate that Kust and the people of Falkreath have come to accept me as one of their own. Could you do an old elf a favor? I misplaced my journal in a cave I was exploring. I'll pay for its return. Blessing of Arkay to you for your help. That journal means a lot to me, if you find it.
Falkreath was once full of wanderers and warriors like yourself. Those were better days.
You visit us often, Thagir.
Most of my friends are buried here.
Yeah, I'm thinking, so the Oblivion Crisis in relation to Skyrim at this moment, the Oblivion Crisis was 200 years ago. I'll have to look it up, but I'm under the impression that elves can live up to like 500 years. Is that too long? Am I way off on that? We know that an elf can live 200 years. That one I can say. An elf can live to be 200 years old. Beyond that, though, I'm guessing 400 to 500 years is the lifespan of a high elf or an Altmer, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so that dude wants us to find, he wants us to look for his journal. I forget how this all gets done. Oh shit. I forgot to return to Morthal's Jarl. Okay, we'll do that next time. How far is Haldur's Cairn? Oh, that's so close by. Okay, maybe we should go check that out. let me know who I need to speak to, but I'm almost certain that there's another quest giver somewhere here in town who has me go to the Bloodlet Throne, which is like a vampire stronghold. But for the life of me, I forget who it is. Maybe we need to first get the journal, and then after we've acquired the journal, then we'll get the quest to hunt down the vampire. Oh, I hate Barbas. I hate you, Barbas. Barabbas, whatever. Patricia, Neloth remembers the Neravine, but he's a Telvanni. It is true, in fact. You know, thank you for bringing that up. He's a dark elf. Neloth was actually in Morrowind, the video game. You guys are aware of Morrowind, of course. So Neloth was a character in Morrowind, and then he makes a reappearance in the Dragonborn DLC here in Skyrim. The thing about that, though, is that Morrowind takes place only like 10 years before Oblivion. Most of the Elder Scrolls games are really close to each other as far as timeline goes. It was unusual as far as Elder Scrolls games go. It was unusual for Skyrim to do a 200-year time jump between the last game and Skyrim. So that means that Neloth is, I don't know, at least maybe 300 years old. That's my guess. That's my guess. Serana?
I love a challenge!
You must die. I'm not gonna die like this.
Done and
You are exactly what I was looking for. Yeah, I think you'll be just what I need. You see, my name is Barbas, and I have a problem I think you can help sort out. I know. Wars to fight, dragons to confront, guild business to conduct. Sheesh. Listen, when you're ready to do something useful, find me outside Hamar's Shame in Falkreath.
Let's get indoors. Or in a cave. Anywhere, just out of this.
Okay. Patricia says Dengear. Dengear is someone I should speak with. Okay. I'll have to keep an eye out for him. She also says she likes to follow Barbas. I don't mind Barbas on some level, but he does this thing that no other animal companion does, where sometimes other companions will do it, but if I am running and I stop, he'll come up and bump into me and push me several feet forward. Which, if I'm in sneak mode, I'm trying to sneak around an enemy, or if I'm standing on the edge of a cliff, that several feet forward could be the difference between life or death. So I kind of hate Barbas as a result. Okay, let's go into this cairn. I think there's quite a story we're going to be coming up against within this cairn here. So let's just dive on in. Okay, so it looks like some of these hunters here are named characters. And obviously there's some sort of weird blue magical portal. Let's go ahead and read the journal. It's Agrius's journal. Never thought I'd see the day we were run out of the Knife Point gang. Least the storm should cover our tracks. Vidgrod, Rain, and I took shelter in a cave for the night. Looks like there's an old ruin here. Least there are no Draugr around. Before we go further, I want to address something that's been bothering me regarding Skyrim. Lately, I've been saying that because there's an absence of bookstores within Skyrim, the people of Skyrim are clearly, they have like a high illiteracy rate, meaning they can't read. And that's why if you go to the Bard's College, there's so many books, and a lot of the lessons they're giving are not necessarily about music, but about retelling the stories found in books. Meaning, the bards are the ones who do all the reading, and then they just sing about the book to your average Skyrim person. That's been what I've been maintaining for a while. One of the reasons is, of course, because Cyrodiil in the Oblivion game is full of libraries. They're everywhere. Bookstores, libraries. But I just thought of something. Because of the prolific use of journals in Skyrim, like it seems like everybody keeps a journal for some effing reason. So because there's so many journals in Skyrim, it's actually making me rethink my position. It's making me think that the literacy rate in Skyrim is much higher. Now, Patricia just pointed out that Agrius is an imperial name. So it's possible that the person who wrote this journal was indeed an imperial, thus received an imperial education and can read and write. But let's keep an eye on that, Han. Let's just keep that on the back of our minds. Can the people of Skyrim read and write? Or is it more of a rare skill that specifically bards are able to, you know, bards educate themselves on reading? But other than mages and maybe noble people, most people of Skyrim cannot read and write. I don't know. It's a theory. It's a theory I'm working on, everybody. Okay, let's get back into this journal. Vidgrad and Rain both want to set up here for a while, maybe do some raiding. They ought to know better. The road's deserted, especially this time of year. Plenty of places up north. But they seem awfully insistent about staying here. Wouldn't even lend a hand when I went out to hunt tonight. Something's wrong. Rain hasn't said a word since she woke up this morning. Just keep staring off into space. Vidgrad isn't much better. They sick? Not like any illness I ever heard of. I just walk out on them, but I can't seem to get up the nerve. I feel like something's holding me back. What is this place? We're not alone. I can hear him now. Someone speaking in my mind. Old, powerful. Haldir. That's the name. He wants something from us. Needs us to stay for the magic to work. I tried to run. Can't. Just like them. Rain jumped first, onto the cairn. What's that? That's what Master wants. Blood, sacrifice, power to live again. His magic. I can feel it pulsing in my blood. He's draining us. We'll serve him soon. Our bodies, our souls, just like the others. They're waiting. It's my turn. Okay, let's dive on into this, shall we? Okay. I gotta start dropping weight. Patricia, thank you for your thoughts on reading. Farkas can't read, maybe his brother. Yeah. Okay, we gotta keep a close eye on our carry weight, apparently.
I'm okay with the dark, but I've spent more than my share of time in caves already.
Mortal fool, killing no one hides from the dead.
Where'd you come from?
Whoever should have come this way.
I yield! I yield!
This won't end well for you.
No one hides from the dead. I cannot best you. The endless sleep comes for us all.
I'm not gonna die like this.
Pickpocket prompt, meaning if I sneak up on them I can pickpocket a ghost. Interesting.
I'm not gonna die like this.
Let's see what
done and done.
fight you want?
Who dares destroy? Nothing. Nothing. Does someone live among the dead? Death comes for you now. I will return! All the living shall fear the dead.
Where'd you come from? Who's there? Where'd you come from?
Okay, interesting. Here's a drum. It weighs 4. If I pick it up, I will not be able to ever drop this drum again. It is part of the Bard's College quest line, which we're not going to be doing with this character, so we're going to leave the drum here. 17-second seed. Doesn't say which era, though. It has been a long... This is that one guy's journal, the old man in at the grave. It has been a long time since I've written an entry in this journal. I admit with some embarrassment then that when I pulled it down from the shelf, I nearly choked on the dust that flew. There is little to tell, but did suffer another awful nightmare of the war. I suppose this is an affliction common to many who must see the horrors of war firsthand. Writing about it has already helped me feel better. 19-second seed. Received a letter from Anders in Whiterun. He has invited me to visit, and I intend to accept. It's been a long time since I was in the city. My only fear is the Thalmor. I've heard that they and their agents are abroad in Skyrim, rooting out worshippers of Talos. I must be sure to keep a low profile. Wait, so Angir, does he worship Talos? This is interesting because he is a Altmer. He's a high elf. Why would a high elf ever... Oh no, it's Runil. Wait, it was... Okay, I'm a little confused right now, but that's fine. It's a mystery and we will solve it. Runil, was that the old man I talked to in... Okay, I'm going to continue reading the journal, and then we'll figure out who Runil is. But if it is that high elf, it's a little weird. I guess I've just never come across a high elf that worships Talos. But, and this is important, let's pretend that this dude, this high elf, was in the Imperial City during the Oblivion Crisis. If he saw Martin Septim, of the same bloodline as Talos Septim, if he saw Martin Septim turn into a giant dragon and win the day, then maybe he believes that Talos truly is a god, you know? It's possible. 28-second seed. Returned from my trip to Whiterun to find very few flowers have bloomed here. The rest of Skyrim is covered in blooms of fiery red and piercing blue, but only a scant few have appeared in or near the town. I'll make it my mission to change that. We could use some flowers to brighten this gloomy place. Perhaps I can get Tekla to help me. 9 mid-year. Spend most of the day consoling Laud, who received news of his cousin Grimsvotur's death. They were quite close as youths, and Laud drank and talked of his childhood memories. It was touching but bittersweet. 22 mid-year. A wandering peddler passed through Falkreath today. I purchased a few sticks of incense from him. He was a nice young Nord lad, following in his father's footsteps. I think his name was Valbjorn. A few days later, one of the town's guards spied a pack of carrion birds circling near the road. He found young Valborn's corpse, victim of a bandit attack. My heart is heavy, and yet I should know better. Life and death, growth and change, the turning of the seasons, these are all aspects of mighty Arche. I should not be so affected by the death of one young man. And yet... 12 Sun's Height. Travelers pass through town, speaking of the land in the grip of high summer. These are the warmest days of the year in Skyrim, but not in Falkreath. Here, all is mist and fog and rain. It is always cool and damp, and the seasons have little meaning. Soloff asked me about this today. He said that in a place of the dead, such as our great cemetery, Arche's dominion should be absolute. And yet, Arche is also Lord of Seasons, and this place seems untouched by them. I gave the best answer I could. I explained that Falkreath is indeed a place of great power for Arche, but he prefers to keep it this way, solemn and grey. Hopefully that was at least partly true, but who can possibly know the mind of a god? 20 Sun's Height. Dreams of the war again, but this time something different. I was leading a small band of Aldmeri battle mages on a mission deep into the heart of the Imperial territory. We had drawn near our target. Wait a minute. Wait an effing minute. So, did this guy... He's talking about the Great War. Did he fight on the side of the Eldmeri Dominion against the Empire, and yet he also worships Talos? That's crazy, right, you guys? That's crazy. There must be something I'm missing here. We had drawn near our target, a supply depot outside of Chaden Hall, when the sky suddenly darkened. A great shadow passed over us. There was a roar so terrible it chilled my blood. Something was flying just overhead, so huge and so dark as to blot out the sun. The dream changed then. I was here in Falkreath, performing a service for someone who had just passed. Patricia Lavery just mentioned in the comments that he maybe is a repented Thalmor agent. Perhaps he used to be a Thalmor agent and he saw the error of his ways. I like also how he's kind of dreaming about Alduin and the return of the dragons. Very cool. Alright. The dream changed. Then I was here in Falkreath performing a service for someone who had just passed away, though I do not recall who. From the corner of my eye I saw a stranger approaching. I turned to look, but the shadow came again and the roar, and then I awoke. Now that I reflect on the dream, I cannot help but wonder, was it a dragon? Why would I dream of such a creature when I have never seen one? It seemed so real at the time, but now the memory is fading. What that means, I cannot say. Probably nothing. Okay. Patricia, you're mentioning that there used to be a quest where you could turn them into the Thalmor, like if you're working with the Thalmor? Interesting. Alright, let's head back to Falkreath. Patricia, you're saying that becoming a priest of Arche is blasphemy to the Thalmor? That's interesting. Who do the Thalmor worship? Is it... It's one of those Thalmor type gods, right? But Arche, Thalmor are not cool with Arche. See, I kind of thought that they were only not cool with Talos because he was the man turned god. Maybe I need to do a little more research on who Arche is. I think that guy is in the graveyard. They think they are gods, therefore you don't serve any god worshipped by humans. That does make sense. Patricia, you're saying the Thalmor, they themselves, or they think, yeah, don't they think that they are gods who are trapped in the mortal plane, and if they destroy the great towers that hold up reality, there's a adamantine tower in High Rock, there's a tower in the Redguard area, forget what that's called. There's also a tower...
Falkreath was once full of wanderers and warriors like yourself.
Oh, the White Gold Tower in the Imperial City. So if the Thalmor can destroy all these towers, or maybe they need to like do a ritual, magic ritual in the tower, they can destroy reality, which would allow them to return to their god-like state. That's my understanding of it, at least.
Gust is responsible for the cemetery here in Falkreath. I take care of the shrine. Thank you. It's a collection of regrets that I try not to forget. Here, I promised you this. Life is far too short, my friend. Don't waste it.
These graves hold the sons and daughters of Falkreath.
You lost? I was Jarl once, but I was encouraged to step down when I took sides with the Stormcloaks. It was an Imperial plot, I tell you. Aye, not so long ago. Some will tell you I stepped down on account of my old age. Truth is, I found out about all the Imperial spies crawling around Falkreath. A few well-placed bribes, and they bought themselves some friends. Suddenly, the nobles are calling for a new Jarl. And all the while, their pockets are jingling with the sound of Imperial septons. They named me Thane. They got my nephew Siggeir in my place. A real friend to Cyrodiil, that one. Well, not against me, against all of Falkreath. Those Imperial bastards are spying on every one of us. Last night, I saw Laud the blacksmith writing a letter. Probably sending word to Solitude and General Tullius. Are you loyal to Skyrim? Break into Laud's house and get that letter. Good. Mind what you say. The Empire has ears all over this town.
Okay, so yes, I think by getting this letter for Dawnguard, he will then open up to us about a vampire, and it will give us a complete vampire quest, which is going to take us to this, like, castle that is just full of vampires. It is terrifying. We also need to... I think, need to talk to Sinding. So, I think we're going to do that in the next episode, everybody. I've got a couple other things I need to do today. But I'm glad that I was able to hang out with you guys. Patricia, thank you for joining along and conversing and contributing to the conversation. But yeah, I got a couple other things I got to do today. I'll try to see if I can live stream again tomorrow. I've been a little busy lately, but that's okay. You know what I mean? I have a bit of a social life at the moment, and that isn't always a bad thing. You guys check out the Johnny Guitar channel if you made it this far. I play Fallout New Vegas, I play Skyrim, I play Fallout 4, I play Oblivion Remastered. Like and subscribe the video, you guys. I also make videos of my doggies. If you like dogs, check those videos out. You guys are awesome. Patricia, you're amazing. Thank you guys for watching the Johnny Guitar channel. And we will see you next time we play Skyrim Anniversary Edition New Dawn with Winterborn.